Hate to break it, Tim, but your trillion-dollar company's getting kind of boring. Frankly, the iPad has peaked, the Apple Watch has peaked, the iPhone has peaked, the MacBooks have peaked. What do you got for us, huh? Well, I actually think we're hearing about what the next generation big leap for Apple products are, and hopefully, it ends up being real this time. Let's begin. So, Morgan Stanley actually came forward with a statement saying that based on their research, they're expecting Apple to have a augmented reality device, which I've honestly heard so many weird terminologies for over the past few months. One time we had it called AR glasses, then we had Mark Gurman calling it the mixed reality headset, and now I'm seeing Apple file some patents for a head-mounted display device. So, I don't know what you want to call it, but some type of eyewear that Apple is prepping for 2022 seems to be nearing closer to launch. Now, forgive my skepticism here as to why I may not always believe these reports, because we've been hearing about these freaking glasses since 2017. I remember making videos at various stages in my life about these glasses coming out next year, these glasses coming out next year, and basically it's that dream product we've all been envisioning of like a pair of glasses you put on and suddenly you can basically have holograms of any kind you want, you know? You want an external monitor for your Mac? Boom. You want a TV on that wall? Boom. You want to get notifications coming out of your phone from across the room? Yeah, you can essentially do anything, and like the U1 chip in spatial awareness silicon should make that even more interesting, so you can kind of motion track your devices. Like, the cool selling point I always thought of is like picture-in-picture, you know? It's kind of nice, but it kind of covers up menu options, or the volume indicator covers up too much on the screen. What if you're wearing glasses, the volume indicator comes out from behind the phone, or picture-in-picture lets you track a video that's playing off to the side of your phone so you still have a full-size application, or you could put real-time stock prices on random parts of your house. And of course, that isn't even scratched the surface to what is possible with augmented reality. But what are the technical limitations preventing from this hardware from existing? Power-efficient silicon that can render these graphics, or letting the iPhone do a lot of the work, but then you need a high data transfer speed between the phone and the glasses that doesn't tank the battery life. Lots of eyewear and AR glasses have been attempted in the past, whether it be Google Glass or Snapchat Spectacles or HoloLens, but they all struggle to make it fashionable, practical, and have decent battery life and actual decent visuals with a high refresh rate and good pixel density. So because we don't hear too much about Apple buying from suppliers, whether they're Samsung or LG, whoever's providing the technology that's required for presenting visuals on top of glass, we don't see Apple buying a bunch of that stuff. It at least tells us how far away these glasses are, but I think Morgan Stanley is trying to say the launch of these glasses will emulate the launch of the Apple Watch, because for the sake of getting developers ready and offering a heads up to the community of like, here's a new product category we haven't done before, it's going to take some time for us to actually launch this, and of course Apple wants to reveal it before anybody else does. It's possible that Apple Glass will be unveiled long before it actually ships, similar to the Apple Watch or the HomePod, because they want some developer prep time and they want to get ahead of the leaks. So maybe that's why Apple's not ordering components yet and we're not hearing much. However, fairly reliable analyst Ming-Chi Kuo is saying that the iPhone 14, as well as this mixed reality headset or this face-mounted display, whatever you want to call it, will be rocking next generation connectivity like Wi-Fi 6E, which should allow for really, really fast communication between your phone and the glasses. Similar to the Apple Watch, probably makes more sense for the very powerful A15, or I guess in this case maybe A16 chip, to power a lot of those holograms and those 3D models that may appear on the glasses, and then beam all of those visuals to the glasses. But on top of that, Morgan Stanley is also saying these glasses have cameras, they have 5G connectivity, which is already weird to imagine because that means you're going to be away from your phone and connected to the internet, or maybe Apple Glass can do some light tasks when you're away from your phone for whatever reason. But basically that next generation connectivity is going to be useful for trying to offload all of that heavy-duty graphics work that the LiDAR and camera sensors are collecting from this headset, and then beaming it back to the phone and motion tracking everything on top of what you're looking at. So basically the stars are aligning for perhaps a late 2022 actual launch, but if that ends up being the case, I really think we should get an unveiling sometime early in 2022. I'm basically just saying, don't expect the Apple glasses to be 6 months away as long as Apple hasn't unveiled them. As soon as they unveil them, then of course course, yeah, they're coming out assuming Tim doesn't pull another air power move, but they've certainly been working on this tech for a long time. They've been expressing their interest in augmented reality for years, but of course, it's very difficult to get excited about AR without talking about the glasses, because holding up your phone and playing some game with the AR demo or throwing furniture in a living room and that kind of thing, it's a lot harder to get excited for that than it is to say, hey, here's a piece of tech you can actually wear and it turns your environment into basically whatever you want, and you can have as many pixels on as many surfaces as you can imagine. But the reason I have a hard time getting excited about that is certainly hearing Mark Gurman talk about how this headset is meant to be like a mixed experience of VR and AR, and he's not really using the terminology of glasses very regularly. But as reliable as he is, and he's gotten a lot of stuff right in the past, we have heard Apple working on mixed reality headset for several years now, and I don't think that like a VR headset that might have a few cameras on it so you can look through it, I don't really know what the purpose of mixed reality is. Like, if AR glasses are a thing, can't they double as kind of VR because they can just turn on all the pixels if they need to? Mixed reality, I guess, gives you the VR capabilities, but that implies something that covers your entire vision, and its arms aren't just going to sit on your ears. It has to kind of wrap around your whole head, and I think the functionality and the capability of a headset like that is far more limited than glasses, because a headset, you know, you can't see through it very well, and it instantly becomes way less fashionable. It's very hard to find a decent headset of any kind that you can just wear around in public or on flights or to parties or to school or that type of thing. So people like the idea of glasses because glasses imply that there's something you can wear all day, all the time. But a headset is going to be more restricted to, okay, here's some cool gaming capabilities, but Apple's supported VR stuff on the iMac in the past and they got rid of it later, and Apple clearly doesn't care that much about gaming because they've put these very powerful CPUs in their latest generation MacBook Pros, but they never once bragged about how good they are at gaming. You know, they showcase game development, but not so much how good they are at actual gameplay. So I think Apple's just kind of assuming their market for gaming is going to be mobile stuff, and maybe there's a chance they want to expand the mobile gaming sector into a mixed reality headset. You gotta subscribe to Apple Arcade, but then you gotta buy this $3,000 piece of hardware to play Angry Birds in AR. Yay, that sounds fun. So the idea of something that straps around your whole head and covers your entire vision, I have a hard time believing Apple would ever release something like that because it's fairly restrictive in where you can actually use it. Even if the cameras are like ultra wide and you can see through them, I don't think people are going to be walking around with those headsets in public all the time. You're going to just do it in your living room, and maybe it's good for Apple Fitness Plus. You know, you can get on your fake Peloton and pretend that you're actually bike riding outside, and it's good for living room demos and stuff like that. But Apple working on their own pair of Wearable that's actually something you can take around with you and be seen in public and not look like a crazy person, that's what I think is more likely. And hearing Morgan Stanley say that they're readying liftoff for that headset and we're getting closer certainly gives me hope, but you know, I've been hurt before, so I'm kind of quick to doubt a lot of these rumors. In fact, the biggest reason to kind of doubt a lot of these people saying that a headset is coming at some time next year, there's still a pretty massive chip shortage that's affecting all of Apple's sales. So do they really want to introduce a brand new product category when they can barely catch up on the supplies needed for their current product categories? I don't think so. You know, as long as there's going to be supply chain shortages, probably doesn't make sense to introduce brand new products, and they want to restrict all of these chips to what they're already selling at fairly high volume. So do you think a headset in 2022 is likely, or do you think we're still 3 or 5 years away? I'm personally a bit more on the skeptical side, and I think we've got longer to go, but feel free to let me know how you guys feel down below. This is your Alp Sheep here. I'll see you guys in the next one.